Creating a Framework for Solutions. In a neighboring Swiss town, you can still find a real frame maker. When you stand in front of his shop, through the shop window you can see undecorated frames, partially or fully gilded frames, frames with artistic carvings, colored, black, metal, and wooden frames. A large selection. Innumerable frames seem to be waiting, each for its own picture. Often we only recognize the colors and perspectives, the lighting, and the message of a work of art when it is placed in an appropriate frame. Rembrandt was quoted as saying that during his whole career it was more difficult for him to find an appropriate frame than to paint the picture. Framing a picture in such a way that it can unfold its full expressivity is an art that few people have mastered. The arts and crafts of frame making and coaching have a lot in common for us. As coaches, we create a frame of thought for the client in which his or her goals, solutions, and first steps can shine. The frame constructed by the coach consists of goal-oriented questions, reinforcing feedback, present listening, and useful summary. The client can take space and time to sort out his or her thoughts, set concrete goals, become aware of resources, and plan next steps. It is the task of the coach to ensure that each client receives the appropriate frame, but just like the frame maker, the coach would never start actively creating the picture. Coaching in action. A butterfly does not have to fight. Emergency coaching in the evening. One evening, I found Beatrice M's message on my cell phone voicemail. All coaching examples are from our practice. All names and organizations were changed for confidentiality reasons. I had met Beatrice a few months before in one of my team workshops. Beatrice worked as head of a service department in a large bank. Her voice sounded desperate. Could I please call back this evening, no matter the time? She was waiting for my call. She needed an emergency coaching session to save her job. I called her around 9 p.m. after my workshop. She said that she did not know what to do. That afternoon, she had received an email from the secretary of her new boss containing a PowerPoint presentation with the new structure of the division. She could not find herself and her department in the structure. It had simply disappeared. At first, Beatrice had hidden in her office and then had tried twice to phone her boss, but to no avail. I noticed that she was close to tears when she told me how mean and insulting she found all this, and how she really had trouble with this kind of corporate culture. She told me about her previous boss, who valued her work and gave her a lot of appreciation and room to maneuver. I asked Beatrice how I could support her now, in this moment. Beatrice hoped to plan her next steps together with me. How should she deal with this situation? At the moment, so she thought, she really did not know what to do. Beatrice: and I really need to know tomorrow, better tonight, what I am going to do. I have to be quick. Otherwise, I'm out of the picture. I won't let them chase me off like this. Coach: listening to you, I ask myself whether there have been situations in your life that were as difficult as this one, that you were able to manage successfully. Beatrice remembered 2 situations in which she had fought for her department and her project like a lioness, with great success. But she said again and again that she had fought with passion at that time, and that today there was only anger. Today, she was too tired to generate energy and act out of this anger. I said, looking at the situation and what you have discovered and said just now, what would you like instead of this anger? There was a moment of silence on the other end of the telephone line. Beatrice: I want to be able to do my work calmly and with ease. I want to receive some appreciation for it and pass on appreciation. Calm and with ease, working like a butterfly. Coach: it's not yet clear to me. What is your goal exactly? What does the flower look like that the butterfly would like to land on? Again, silence. Beatrice: a butterfly doesn't have to fight to do its work. What has become clear for me now is that I no longer want to fight. I am tired and don't want to have to prove constantly that I am competent. Tomorrow, when I am talking to my boss, I will try to find good positions for my 8 team members in the new organization, but I don't really want to work there anymore.